Well, greetings, hello, and welcome back to another live stream. This is number 7 in our ongoing series here. Not too bad, not too bad. Stephen, good day. Germs, how we feeling? This is New Lakewood. What a fun little build we have, eh? All right, lock and load. We're a few minutes late. I apologize for that. My computer was having a bit of a moment, needed a restart, but we are ready to go. And then rumor has it, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Or something like that, right? Not bad. The rail stuff, like, not bad. Ended up being way more time consuming than I thought it was going to be. And genuinely, I, like, dreamed about these farms. Like, I did this a little bit incorrectly. Our farm should be a bit boxier, but I'm not unhappy with these. But I feel like we just need to be a bit more simple. Like, for our North American styling, we just need, like, big, simple boxes that are full of farms. And the boxes get sold, and those boxes get turned into people neighborhoods, right? That is the evolution of our city, I believe. All right, well, let's get some money. I spent quite a fair amount of it last stream. We're doing well in the grand scheme here, but just like the amount of money we need to spend on, like, you know, parks and like landscaping. Well, not landscaping. What's the word I'm looking for here? Like the visual stuff. Monuments. Why do I always forget that? Landmarks. Yeah. What is the plan of attack for today? Well, I want to continue, if we can, getting some more of the rail systems in place. This is taking more time than I want it to, but I feel like it's a necessary evil. And we got to pick and choose how we're going to be coming through the city with our rail corridor as well. And then if nothing else, so help me, we need at least like one interchange on the Porter Washington Parkway. Otherwise, I don't know, not so bad. And then elevated metro and then sunken metro. There's a lot of like different things I want to start doing at once here, but downtown, seaport, rail systems, public transit, gentle city expansion. Can we pull all this off in 2 hours? Who knows? Who knows? We did unlock some high-density offices, though, so that's really cool. And so I'm just going to go ahead and swap some of these for higher density. I know, it's a lot of work for 2 hours. I feel like it's just little bite-sized pieces of our different projects, but I always, like, dream that we have more time than we do, you know? But no time like the present, right? So we get cracking. All right, a little bit of jobs as industry and office demand used up. And I like how our little like pockets of density are starting to fill up here. It's kind of cute. I'm staring at the skyline as a whole though, and I feel like we need to do a better job at kind of managing the medium density. We do go from like housing to like tall buildings very abruptly. And so like I think the wall-to-wall approach that we've been doing is not a bad way to zone, but I think for long term, I do want to make like, you know, one building, then some space, then like a park and whatnot. Not so claustrophobic feeling. Okay. Unzoning smelly industry. Another tornado? What on earth? Dom made the joke that we're building in Tornado Alley, and I could not agree more, eh? MJ Haas, good morning. Steven, I am happy at how it's coming together. But at the same time, too, it's like, how do you not have more to show for this many hours? Okay. Focusing on some more condos in and around here. That looks nice. In CS1, it was the fires. That's still too soon. Not wrong. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. It was the fires. All right, this is very... I don't know what the right word for this is, but I'm going to try to zone. It's just a little bit sketchy. There we go. A little bit of pollution, but let's just kind of see what happens, eh? I wouldn't mind some more promenades along this one here. All right, cool. And then I'll just throw in a bit more housing. But let's be aggressive. Let's push for everything today. I'm feeling very like, you know, I always say Rome's not built in a day, but like, how much can we build today, you know? Oh, my days. Okay, so trying to keep an eye on the medium density as well. Okay, that's cute how that turned in. All right, so we'll let that build for traffic. Let's do a little bit more with our farms, just to help try to get some more income coming in. And then let's try to get some more of the trains. And then I think I want to have one more train station. Like, I don't dislike this. I just feel like it's a lot of rail. And there's got to be something else we're doing with it. And I think maybe this one is going to go to kind of the eastern part of the corridor, but bypassing that station. So like another station here, maybe. Sarab, welcome in. No emotes here? That's okay. We don't need them here. Different set of agendas over here, right? All right, so I want that to be even Steven. And how is Syrup today? I'm just suddenly feeling inspired by this road right here. Oh, that's such a cool overlap of everybody. Oh, I love that. That turned out very well. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so, like, yeah, rail stuff, eh? Yeah. So I want to buy these tiles. That's basically all of our money. Again. Oh, my goodness. And then having a port with a entry. That's maybe slightly separate than this, just for the moment. Huh. And if you haven't seen this mechanic, this is more or less like the Park Life DLC. We just create a zone for the port. Then all of our entry will be handled through this right here. So it's a little bit confusing, but we use all the roads and keep it like an internal system. But it should help like manage our cargo and whatnot. I've got to move, unfortunately, some of this guy. I'm just going to pause this just because I'm going to end up disrupting a few jobs and systems here. So, supposedly, Ice Flake will be dropping another update this month. Okay. Oh, this month is over. Oh, that's a good point, Steven. Interesting. Yeah, the benchmarking. Benchmarking and then optimization. I know that's kind of like the next big, like, goal. Okay, can we snap? I want that to be my in. And then let's see the directions. Are you... Like, I don't want to ask a dumb question. Is one of you an in, one of you is an out? Correct. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so wide road, T intersection. I'm going to gently, I think, move this over. I'm going to regret the cost, I'm sure. That's the rail on that side, so you go on this side. Okay. That's cool. And then to cut back on the number of intersections. Let's see if this wants to work. That's kind of like a semicircle. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's cool. Okay, better for trucks. Yeah, that's cool. And then your rail just comes in next to that, eh? Yeah. No. Oh, look at that. It's perfect. See, that's cool. The ground level crossing, though, that kind of scares me a bit, I'll be honest with you. Especially for such a wide road. Maybe we scale this side down, just so we don't feel like we're a traffic disaster. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And then, so, what does that mean, then? This guy connects to the highway piece, and we have to shuffle most of this over. I did kind of see this as, like, somewhat temporary, but this is some big changes, eh? Let me drink some coffee here. Let me think this one through. At least once per day, I have to marvel at the wonder that is coffee. Very impressive stuff. Okay, so back to 3-speed. Let's reconnect to this. Yep. Just a little gentle connection to get the services going. Coffee is literally great. My favorite commercial is from CS1 with the Burnt Bean Coffee Company. Ridiculous. And then I've said it before. Why aren't those in the signature buildings, right? Okay, wide road. Just for the moment. May or may not stay like that. But for the moment, I like how it looks. Trying to piece that together. Yeah, I do want to buy one more tile so we can do a bit of terraforming so we can see how the port area wants to come together. And so as we accumulate some money, let's just go back to our favorite thing to do, which is a little bit of casual zoning. And can we fix some of this right here? Nah, it's just very busy. Ideally, the people would be using the overpass. Pardon me, I feel like I'm a little bit stuffed up today, everyone. I'm sorry about that. I've got my Phoebe smelly cat voice, right? Yeah, right. All right, well, wasn't planning on doing much with this, but...
To you, my faithful crew, and welcome to another hour of all the chilliness beats with Naughty Nan, the hip-hop grand.
Naughty Nan, the hip-hop grand? That's who our host is for this channel? That's too funny.
In the city.
Road maintenance services have already been
Okay, that's
started,
slightly
and
better.
traffic flow should return to normal. But if you're planning a quick trip out, you might want to wait a little while.
I want to see if I can encourage people to use that side a bit more by making this, like, incredibly inconvenient to cross on.
Meanwhile, expect delays and drive safe.
Industry in the region is on the rise, and when business is doing
Oh, there it is.
well, that floats our boat.
There's no sinking this boat, Glenda.
We're expecting unseasonably high temperatures across the region today. It's quite a heat wave out there. Moms, make sure the kids don't stay
Okay.
out in the sun too long. Don't forget the sunscreen.
Please
folks,
don't
and
cross
remember to stay
on my
hydrated.
highway.
It's gonna be a hot one. Sure am glad the station has AC.
Okay, that's already, like, a lot better. But I just came over here to zone a little bit more, so let's do that. I think I'm going to try some medium density aimed along this street here that has the bike lanes on it. And let's not be neglectful of our parking situation as well. The city's getting kind of big, eh? A long skinny lot. That exist? Don't cross the streams, but don't restream on more than one platform at once. Is that what you're telling me there, buds? No. Yeah, right. Oh, this is a high density commercial finally. Oh yeah. Not necessarily the world's demand for it yet, but I'd like to just, you know, put that in right there, but I don't think so. I'll end up regretting that. Hipster, hello, welcome in. Nap time? Well, I mean, if you've had your vegetables and you've done your homework. Try to imagine all life as you know it stopping instantaneously and every molecule on your body exploding at the speed of light. That would be bad. Important safety tip. Thanks, Egon. That is from, I almost said Blockbuster. That is from Ghostbusters. I'd watch that with you, Steven. Okay. I don't want to fudge too much with the customer demand there, but that was a lot of commercial, but it's a cute spot for the commercial, I think, though, right? And I think by that logic, along this road should be brought up just a little bit more as well. Lots of housing in there. Quite a cute little cozy game this is, eh? I've been staring at maps of Vancouver and like some other cities, and it's actually crazy how far just single family homes just stretch. There needs to be enough density for everyone, so it's kind of like a loaded, you know, conversation in itself, right? But just a lot of single family homes. I feel like I kind of like underestimate sometimes. Okay, a little bit of bicycle storage, just so we don't get too far away from that. And let's throw some parking just to help kind of support the park a little bit more over here. And we'll sneak a little side road too to help with that. And then I think we have enough money now to head back towards our industrial. And let's just do a bit more of a push over there. All over the place right now, I feel like, with what we're actually working on, but the greater good. We see it. We know what we're doing. We're building a city. Heck yeah, we are. Okay, so that can be some more homes. And then just a little shop right in here. There you go. All right. School coverage and capacity, not terrible. Not terrible. Slowly getting that in order. Again, the farming, if you're just joining us, I want to make the farms a bit boxier. I don't dislike this. This is just chaotic. I think I'm starting to like understand why people do the custom plotting and stuff with this, eh? Oh, there's tornado number 17. Oh, goodness. All right. Can you buy me a tile here, bud? So those 3 tiles, that's more than enough room. Perfect. Another tornado? Yeah, I think like Dom was saying we're in Tornado Alley, and I wholeheartedly agree. All right, so water systems, I need these roads here, correct? Yes. So one-way port. And that's going to extend basically into our... Oh, I wonder if that's... Oh, no, wow. So on vanilla, no need for the anarchy. You can build these right out. That's cool. Huh. I'm going to cheat, though, and use this for my terraforming. It's like, you know, the port, you come in, you can do your drop-off. This will be a one-way loop, and then we connect to everything via this. Oh, now you don't want to, huh? Oh, anarchy back on. Oh, of course. Dom, we were just talking about you, eh? We've had like 17 tornadoes this stream already. Well, only 2, but hey, man. All right. Now, I feel like for the interest of traffic flow, we're going to want, I think, a bit more space, eh? Oh, these are the gate roads. Oh, I should have used that to enter. Yeah. Yeah, the sheer level of tornadoes, dude. Okay, let's make that a little bit wider now, but not too shabby. Yeah, I think we will one-way that. I'm a big proponent of, like, don't judge the process, you judge me on the final results. So if you're politely typing out a comment being like, this does not look like a port at all, well, give me a minute. Give me a minute here. Oh, dear. Should we tell him? I already know. It's okay, don't worry. This game for me, it's so much trial and error. And I am of the thought, like, the more we play, the better we will get, hopefully. Okay, so our goals are, like, when we zoom out, you're like, oh, distinctly a port. That's where the boats are going. You're like, absolutely. Okay, so a harbor. That's cool. And what is this for? This is for passenger ships. Okay. And then cargo harbor. Holy moly, that's expensive. But does the cargo harbor go on the T? Or do we, like, do a cut-in like that for it? We want to have a rail attachment, and the rail's coming in from that side. So I feel like that might be the play. Or we have it be... Why are you spinning? I don't know. Oh gosh. Why is this game so hard? You know what I mean? Oh, my days. All right. Hang on here. Clearly off to a good start, though. I think the key maybe is to angle this and then not really try to chase too much symmetry and like stress about that. Or hypothetically, we like merge the two zones like this. So that's severed that just because this is cargo, and that doesn't make sense now for cargo. So hence those symbols right there. But I'll swap back over to our internal port roads. And we can zone off these two, which is pretty nifty. Davis, welcome in. How's your day? We're still just kind of getting going here. I feel like I'm all over the place always, but like a little bit more all over the place today.
This is an emergency broadcast.
No.
Radar readings
No.
approaching the city.
Another.
Visible
Okay.
soon. Citizens should see
Do we need like a bingo card here or something for like, you know? All right, where is it? We're spawning. Okay, she's far away. One of these tornadoes is going to spawn, I swear, in the city, so help me. Okay, I don't think that one wants to be severed. I think these two want to connect together, and that could be, I believe, a secondary entrance. We can put those in. Large port, medium port, and then do we have side entrance? Where do I find that? Oh, of course. Yes, you click on the port itself. Yes. I find this to be like slightly complicated when you're swapping between everything here, and I don't know if I've unlocked, yeah, the auxiliary. I'll keep this as the way in, but I think it would make sense for that also to be a way in. But I like that though. Oh, dearie me. Davis, I don't know. I feel like a little bit like uncertain almost, you know? Like worse than normal. I don't think that's bad or anything, but. All right, so customs office. Plop that in. Cool. And then we'll work under the thought that that is going to connect with an auxiliary at some point. But now we've got something in line. And if we were to attach the actual cargo port itself, it's confusing that there's like, these are the upgrades, right? I can pop all those things down and the warehousing will like make sense, but it's weird. I got to swap between like the water system to get the cargo port in. How much does that cost? $490. Probably expensive to move it. I don't think that's a bad spot though, you know? Especially if we terraform that. Do you guys have any thoughts on this one here? And I think this might be like, we'll build what we can. Oh, fire. Good. We might look and see how it feels when we boot the game up next session. And if it kind of like gives us red flags, we can change it. Otherwise, I don't think that's bad, eh? I almost like that it's on that arterial road. We want to terraform this so it looks clean. Okay, so 2-lane. I guess we can use the port gates road because it's skinny. Oh, asymmetrical roads. Oh, that's cool too. Down. Grab all nodes together. Perfect. And then if this one could be retained on the one side. Oop, other side, please. And then I'll round-a-boodle the end piece here so it looks a bit cleaner. I feel like that's a relative term, though. Well, I'm excited. I hope our like next play session we get the next update, eh? That'd be kind of cool. And what do you guys think? You're pretty happy with Ice Lake so far? I still have tremendous FOMO for not having the chance to actually go meet them in person. Jan, welcome in. That looks kind of stupid. Don't you dare say that. They've been doing great. They have been. Like, knock on wood, but they really have been, eh? And then if you guys wanted a rail attachment, what would that look like? Rail comes in from the other side. Oh, for Pete's sake, eh? Oh, goodness. Oh, this changes things slightly, doesn't it, eh? Okay, back to the drawing board here. I'm feeling it now. We're not going to delete it. We're just going to move it. Oh, my goodness. No. Don't get mad at me. No. It's a slow and steady process. You enjoy this, all right? Yeah. Yeah, no, I think what's going to happen is this is going to have to be at that angle, and we'll have the rails come in and then just make a little bit of a loop, and then we can have yardage right here, and that should be a bit safer. Rotate at 90? Yeah. MJ Haas, I think I'm reading your mind here. Because if we do that, then there's still enough room for, like, more, like, port storage and kind of, like, loop in a bit. I wish I could still fire that to the other side, though. But, yeah, we need yardage in this game. We also need steam trains. We need a lot of stuff, do you know what I mean? Railroads Online. That lives rent-free in my head. I think we're going to play that on one of these streams soon. Steven, what I'd like to see is the Ice Flake people to do either like a live stream or have like one of those like, you know, Reddit AMAs, or like, you know, they join someone's stream, like some of the developers, and you just kind of like casually play like a different game, or just get some like, you know, just casual chit chat, right? Some dialogue going. May, hello. May, welcome in. And then, yeah, getting that one to link in. Like, I could shuffle this over slightly more. We might have a chance to make a really nifty curvy if that becomes like a side entrance, right? I'm such a broken record, but I really do feel like it is just like, you know, you measure once, cut 100 times, look at it and be like, no, and then you got to fix it. This cannot be in a rush playing this game, eh? I think they are too. And it's just been like a real shame that there's not really been like a community like meeting point, like say outside of like, you know, the Discord or whatever. I think for the good, the bad, and the ugly, you got to keep the conversation just going. Best games are played slowly. Yeah, but what is my like desire to be in this rush, you know? Bit of a deep dive, you know, but what is this desire? Yeah, that's enough room to kind of like come in with a curve, I think, eh? Getting these to blend will look so cool, especially with a side gate, but I think what we're basically going to do is chop this back a little bit, and we can create maybe a roundabout in here, and that can just kind of like do that. And we'll make that all like, you know, in air quotes, functional port. And then I think that one does still want to come out, and then just not maybe be a functional port, but have that kind of appearance of like breakwater and storage, and like maybe fishing boats can go across this one. Kind of give us like a nice L shape right here. Oh, it's like a little cowboy boot. Oh, yeah. A girl I mod for bought herself a model train a while ago. Cool. I sent her dream car in matching scale. You're a dork. I love that. Okay, I'll wait for mine then. You're like, oh, no, Mr. Jedi, sir. I wasn't, I'll wait. It's okay. Thank you. Need my P.O. box or... ooh, awkward. Well, yeah, right. I like model trains a lot. I feel like the gateway, right, is you buy model trains and then you get a 3D printer and then you never see the sun again unless you're going to go out and buy more plastic and supplies, right? Okay. The idea of a one-way system through here is pretty nifty as well. Good for the old traffic flow. And then in a perfect world, like the two-way traffic through this is going to create a lot of bottlenecks. And you can see we've got 3 entrances and then a chance to kind of get out. So if we keep that like all in the same line, you don't have cars crossing in front of each other the same way. So I think I'm going to extend our little system like this and then turn it back around. And then give you a chance to turn around before that in case you didn't want to go the whole way through. And if you guys have suggestions or questions, I am all ears. But I feel like this is a slow piece it together, see how it feels kind of approach. And if we're happy, we go further with it. And that could be a dead end for the train, and then we can have a train that comes around and just does a little loop. And then trains, we've mentioned this before, they don't like to be turning too tight or change in their height too often. Gotta make this gently feel correct. I always use him as an example because everybody knows him, and he's a shining star who we love, but I think people like CPP, they kind of know ahead of time a bit more like where these pieces should fit. Where I think with us, we're just kind of like taking that trial and error approach, and then we like it if we like how it looks. A little bit of height discrepancy there, but that's okay. My rabbit hole is home automation. Cool. Buy a Raspberry Pi, a Matter dongle. Oh my. And start with an ambient or RGB lighting. IKEA has lots of fun, smart home stuff. That's cool, actually, and very dorky. You are a dork, dude. That's kind of fun, though. Then you have it all set to, like, voice commands. When you get home, be like, I'm home. And all, like, the lights, everything turn on correctly. Or you can be like, red alert. Or movie nights, you know? Netflix and chill. Clap, clap, and all the lights kind of go low. And you're like, oh, yeah. Yeah, this just feels... Oh, dear. We're going to end up building this port area like gargantuan, dude. Absolutely gargantuan. Okay, listen, before we get too carried away here, do we want to maybe explore the option of this one just going into here? 'Cause I think that would make the train, like, so much... Mr. Chase, welcome in. Yeah, are we going... Like, this is where the primary should be, yes? And that should be secondary? Now, my other crazy idea is we put 2 of these in, and then one of them talks to trains and one of them doesn't. Oh, man, this is insane. This is why we do our trial and error. Oh, I know, but... Oh, my goodness. Just out of curiosity. I'd need to be a little bit over so that lines up, eh? No, I haven't set up the voice yet, but my ambient lighting automatically turns on silently or slightly before sundown. Huh. I feel like I'm playing Stationeers with like a...
What up, kids? Nan coming at you, spinning some vinyl. Keep it where it's at. Industry in the region is on the rise, and when business is doing well, that floats our boats.
There's no sinking this boat, Glenda.
Yeah, this would just be pure...
Our story this
Oh, no! We're off by 1 unit?
outside and
No. Okay, well, we can fix
That's
that.
right, Jim. This decaying shell is a symbol of the industrial decline sweeping the city. People are being laid off. The industrial sector is on the verge of collapse. And worryingly, crime is on the rise.
Thanks, Kim. Always gotta watch out for crime. Not to mention collapsing buildings. We'll have more after this.
That is much cleaner,
Warm
isn't it?
temperatures across the region today. Hope everybody out there has a good one.
I tried to play some CS2 on Sunday, and after 15 minutes of loading, I quit. Oh no. We are entering the era of optimization and like benchmarking all that stuff. Because yeah, the poor game, since they added oh gosh, what is it? The beta version of the workshop, it just seems like it has to connect and verify, and that just takes like a hot minute. Like, do they have enough bandwidth or something, you know? I think I like this a bit more, eh? I think at this point, I'm too emotionally connected to the project, so you all have to tell me if you think this is good or not. Okay, and the trains come in this way for just pure simplicity. Okay. Yeah, much cleaner. That's much cleaner. And I think this guy can now move over into here. Oh, that'd be cool. It's kind of like the big industry that's across. Guys, don't forget, if you're enjoying today's stream, hit the like button. We appreciate that tremendously. Let's other people know that, you know what, not so bad in here. You're welcome to come vibe too. Yeah, we don't want to cross that. Maybe get rid of that crossing. The thought process for this was to connect to that road, but now we think we want that one to come in as a secondary for the port. Or that comes down as a strong arterial end. And then, yeah, okay, maybe it does go up and over then.
Fire and rescue service report.
Like and subscribe. Yes, please. Subscribing's free over here. You better be subscribed.
Billowing clouds of smoke pose a serious health risk to anyone nearby. At this time, all citizens in the affected area are instructed to immediately move to a safe distance until the situation is under control.
Oh, that's cool. What a transformation. That already feels so much more like a port. Oh my goodness, eh? And then we'll probably want to key wall a secondary road going across. Oh, I love it. Yeah, the port key. Maybe we'll just use that one, actually. Because you get the really nice, like, concrete kind of wall cut pieces. I put a motion activated light in my hallway, so I don't need to find the light switch. Lamp is right after 10 p.m. Dude, that actually is that's clean. I think that's a good on ya, buds. All right, now I'm not 100% certain, but I do believe the way the signaling and switches work, and if I use the two-way track here, that should stay open, and I'll put that right back to here. Presumably, incoming vehicles stop here and don't block the road, and the outgoing vehicles will have the double crossing. Once they exit that, then the new vehicle goes in, so that should be okay for the flow of traffic. through here. But it might be beneficial to us to have a little bridge or something that goes across as well. A new signature. Oh, it's a bottle cap office. That's cute. Oh, let's do this. And that'll be retaining wall. Wow, what a gem of a game this actually is. And the fact that we're having our, like, you know, TSN 2.0 resurgence. Like, this is cool. I'm feeling very excited about Skylines again. And I think it's a fun feeling to feel that way. I think we were all just, like, collectively disappointed at the launch because we knew the potential, and we still do. And to see this game, like, start to actually get there, like, that's such a fun feeling, right? Okay, this is, like, getting astronomically over-engineered, as is tradition, my friend. Oh, dear. No. Like, what do you mean? We'll figure that out in a second. And then for those of you who are watching, who are commenting, I don't mean to be, but I'm just a little bit slow to respond to comments when it comes to the live streams. I keep leaving them, eh? Especially if you guys are watching via the VOD. And I'm a bit of a broken record, but my expectation, like, obviously it's wonderful if you guys make the time to come and say hello when we're live, but I never want you to feel like you have to be here. These are kind of made for, like, the long haul. And then at the same kind of like flip of that coin, I don't want you guys to feel like if you're watching this like after the fact that you can't like contribute or share ideas or any of that kind of silliness, you know? I think one of the fun things about this game is kind of like coming together. Everyone, you know, tossing in their 2 cents. We have like a little discussion almost about it, you know? How does that make you feel? Okay, the key wall is being weird. There we go. And then I think we're on the verge of ushering in just like some new games. So in the not so distant future, I think we'll see another day added to our little stream roster. If it's not engineered, wait, it's not engineered if it isn't over-engineered. Attaboy. Attaboy. All right, so the one-way loop, that was what we were trying to preserve, and I've kind of gone away from that slightly, but there it is, slightly coming back. And then like one more road that would connect, and I think we're going to have to scale back part of this. So let's move this blast furnace over. Again, kind of like a complementary building to support the water. Yes! Yes. Those 2 out of 90. I love it. And then if that, the incinerator... I don't know if it wants to be part of this yet, though. It's funny, I always have this, like, vision of, like, how the episode or the stream's going to evolve, and we're getting close to the halfway point. And we're on such a tangent, but this is cool. Not fully functional yet, and that's not the end of the world, but just big pieces in play. Let me think on this one as we do a little bit more work over here, because I did want to box off a bit more of the farms. Like, North America, we are such a simple grid. And, like, one of the main differences between, like, North American and European cars, they don't even bother putting a compass in the European ones, right? The roads just kind of, like, go all goof troop. Whereas you can quite literally set your cruise control, put your feet up on the dash, and just drive in a straight line for hours. So I feel like this has to kind of come across as a strong arterial line to help with our farmers' fields. And obviously, we're not going to keep all this, but... And then random thought, too. I wish the game would kind of give you the option if you wanted to bridge over top of these. SimCity had that. Transport Fever had that. Transport Fever 3. We're banking on that being part of that, too. And if you guys know anyone who can help with this, I'm trying to get access to the next round of betas. We can test out Transport Fever 3. So if you see another creator or someone who's got like a way in, you tell them Jedi's, you know? I'll buy you some maple syrup or something, eh? You always want to be on a Canadian's good side. MJ Haas, thank you for the hustle. Yeah, liking the stream, it literally obviously costs you guys nothing, as it should, but it just helps people kind of like find us. And discoverability. That's what we're aiming for here. Okay, so that can be another entrance in. Or we can kind of separate the port area with regular roads that way, just temporarily. And this can be some more farming. And that can just be a strong grid line going the whole way up, and then we'll get rid of some of the excess. Definitely want to play Transport Fever. Same. I have high hopes for it. Every time they make a sequel, it's just so much better than the one before that I'll just, like, never go back. That should have been with that one. But then, the devil's advocate, right? If Transport Fever 2 hasn't necessarily blown up to be like a household name, what would make Transport Fever 3 do that? Like a real question here, right? So, even if you were making Transport Fever 3, why would you just not try a different title name, just out of curiosity?
Naughty Nan on the air with the coolest beat in town. And speaking of our lovely city, let me give a shout out to all the new development that's going on. Loving what's happening. I was
A shout out to us. We're building that new development.
Got to keep my look fresh, right? You know what I'm saying. Represent.
That's how you found me, Transport Fever? No way.
Granddaughter, and we
Oh, the
are
CS1 video. Oh, okay.
platform sneakers. Yo, you have got to check out my latest social media post for the cutest selfies on
I am
this
not
earth.
sold on this.
Sneaks are the bomb.
Give me
Like
more.
walking on a cloud.
I don't know what I want here, but none of these are it, eh? Okay. Executive decision. How do you guys feel about Surviving Mars soundtrack? Let me go ahead and grab that on a secondary thing here. Original game soundtrack. Okay. Put that on shuffle. There we go. Definitely loving the CS2 streams. I appreciate you saying that, man. It's just a fun game. It's a fun game, and knowing that this game is getting better, and people have been so patient, and they're about to get so rewarded. And then, like, no one gatekeeps the knowledge in this game. This game is so user-friendly. If you're brand new, there's a quadrillion people in here that are ready to help inject this game into your eyeballs. Make this the best drug in town for you, you know? That's really fun. You like to share that passion, you know? All right, we're feeling inspired. We got the Space Race 2.0 happening. I love that, dude. All right, so some big, simple, boxy farms. I'm going to buy one more set of tiles here. We're at 1.2 million. We're suddenly rolling, baby. Let's go. That's 1 million credits. I need it. Oh, my God. I don't want to hear it. Just go. All right, I'm in. We're locked in. Here, why don't you try again? A banger of a game, Surviving Mars, and I feel like it aged very well relative to its launch, which wasn't bad or anything, but I don't think people were getting what they wanted out of it based on how the game was getting marketed. And then they tried that, like, you know, Surviving Mars 2.0, like, HD remake, and I don't know if that did very well, eh? But Modest, what's going on? Welcome in. Morning, evening from Brighton. Oh, no way, dude. Brighton and the beautiful pier. No way. I love Brighton. I have Scottish background, and my mom took me on that, like, dream Scotland vacation when I was 13 to meet everyone in the family. So I spent 5 weeks in the UK. And we did 2 or 3 nights in Brighton, and I thought Brighton was so charming and so beautiful. And I loved the pier, I loved the beach. Mortified when I ran with, like, bare feet for the first time. It was like a stone beach. I was like, no. Okay, let's just do that, eh? Jay Dizzle, hello. Don't think it's about the brand. It's a very niche game, but I think nowadays they can get more famous through influencer marketing. Sure, but like Transport Fever 2 did very well, and it did sell pretty much like twice as many copies as 1, but it's not really like a like it's not a household name the same way that like Sim City or that Cities Skylines is kind of becoming one, right? A lot of people just do not know about the Transport Fever franchise, and a lot of people don't know that Transport Fever 3 is actually the 4th game in the franchise. So I feel like that makes it complicated, right? And so if you're brand new, like, do you break into that or what, right? Pebbles are lovely when it's really hot. Fair point. Actually, that is a fair point. Yeah, I was 13 when I went, so I was old enough to appreciate it, but I would have so much more fun, obviously, now if I went. But I really, really appreciated my mom taking me on that. Oh, wow, that really came together, eh? That's cool. And I think we still want a few more of those grid lines, just so we're not, like, super grid with this. And I would agree with that statement. A little bit expensive to travel these days, but we hope to be able to travel again soon to the UK. Ah, crab fishing. We do a lot of that out here, too. I'm such a weirdo. Like, for me, I enjoy, like, the calm vibe of fishing, not necessarily catching anything. I just enjoy kind of, like, being on the water, out on the dock, some beers with the boys, you know? If I got a fish on, it's kind of like, oh, now I have to do some work, you know? Okay, what can we do with these competing lines? Let's give us one of these to help angle that. The oldest electric train in the world is in Brighton. No way. That's dorky and cool. Still in use or in a museum or... slightly better. As crazy as it sounds, I think I'm going to keep the level crossing here. Our goal with the level crossings is you want enough distance in between the next ones so that a train can queue and you don't end up just backlogging and creating these like massive never-ending traffic zones. So it's like a dangerous thought process, but a doable one here. And I think I like that for how we're blending the port zone with like non-port area. We just gotta be careful about this blast furnace getting kind of like out of the picture. I had fresh crab one time when visiting family in Maryland. Oh, let's go, dude. East Coast, Beast Coast, baby. All right, very much so like this. But let's shift our attention back to the farms here before we get too carried away again in the ports. This is such an interesting intersection. I kind of like it. Yeah, so the rumor mill states that there's going to be another round of beta testing happening in May for Transport Fever. So fingers crossed. You never know. We might get a way in, but worst case, we'll just wait for that game to release. But I've got high hopes for that one. Yeah, that's okay like that, I think. I kind of want to rant about that almost. And then in line with that guy, maybe. Right on our edge here. It's fine. Oh, Baba, can you say your name right? Bamadas. You're a gem. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming and say hello to us. And you enjoy the VOD later. Drop me a comment if you want. And if not, we will see you again. And you enjoy that beautiful sunshine on that coast. Stay for us. Bit of a rainy day here in Vancouver. Started the day feeling a little bit stuffed up. It's been like clear, and then all of a sudden the clouds have rolled in. A little bit susceptible to the sinus pressure. Gross. Oh, you know what I forgot again? We have this constant slope. I love using that. I forgot to use it. Constant slope is a little bit of like, kind of like, in air quotes, terraforming as you go. April, hello, welcome in. Yeah, it's cleaner, eh? Let's redo that. I'm going to redo it as one long one, actually, because that'll make it a little bit cleaner for the terraforming. I'm trying to make it seem like we have to go around this little mountain bit here. But we're still kind of like fundamentally a grid. Yeah, that's cool. See, like, how is this not vanilla, eh? Like, what if you want a little retaining wall vibe, huh? We would do this in vanilla, but it takes you like 7,500 million steps. Sometimes you gotta flood an area. We did it, though. Okay, that's kind of cool. And all this is just so we can simply put in some, just like very simple boxy farms. So kind of funny how much effort this has been here, but yeah, if you just look on the sides of you know, the big cities outside on Google Maps and stuff, right? It's just casual grids. Some of the grids have been converted to you know, housing development and stuff, but mostly just straight box farms. Jose, what's going on, man? Welcome on in. Okay, so vegetable farming can be set up on fertile. Livestock is anywhere. Okay. Oh, that already feels and looks better than just this. Like, what on earth do you call this? Hi, welcome to City Skylines 2. We like farms. Really? Oh, yes, we do. I can't help but feel like the farms are like a little bit placeholders still. But we'll just have to kind of wait and see how this unfolds. And then, I don't know, Jadizzle, you've used the plotter. Plotter's what I basically need for farming too, or no? And I had mentioned doing some tree breaks, and I actually forgot to put those in. Yeah, I want to redo that farm, I think. That could maybe be like a little push for some people. And this is vanilla prop line tool. Oh, but then why? Oh, well, I mean, it's not so bad compared to the other one, but... And this can be set up, areas with fertile land, okay. What a nifty feature this is, though. In a very bizarre way, I almost feel like Skylines 2 is going to be what it's going to be, but there's no word at all. So everyone, like, please sit down. But, like, Skylines 3, maybe, eh? Is this what we're, like, getting ready for? Skylines 2 is just kind of like, yeah, it was okay, but Skylines 3, well... Throw another wood industry in here. It just seems like a lot of these systems are kind of like in early iteration. They haven't been fully fleshed out yet. Like, are we hitting hardware limit? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many questions I have. I have to get a new computer. They come out with 3. April, you've seen City's master plan? Which kind of looks like a City Skylines 2.5. Wow, that's so much better than what we had before, eh? And just like that, yeah, I think this is not, like, that's not bad. I just don't think that's correct, though, eh? No, but interesting. So, it just seems like the people who are developing that game were really interested in what Skylines has to offer, but maybe got impatient waiting. Like, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from it. And so if you didn't know any better, you would genuinely believe that you're looking at a Skylines trailer. Or like a Skylines, you know, 2.5 or Skylines 3. So, ambitious, but it's being set in the Unreal Engine. But if you really did not know any better, you would think the vibe was Skyline. So they're trying to, like, copy that aesthetic almost in a good way. I feel like that's, like, fair, healthy competition for this. And then City State Metropolis. That one is going to be, it's like their second or third title. And that one, if you did not know any better, you'd think it was, like, SimCity 4, but for, like, modern day. So I think those two can compete with each other in, like, the ecosystem and both find, like, tremendous success because it's, like, a different style of game fundamentally who they're trying to, like, emulate. But those are, like, very, very, like, hopeful. And then I forget the name of it, but there's a Civilization-esque region builder. We're doing, like, town management and, like, kind of, like, general construction, not really, like, road by road. They'll never match CS1. CS1, like, what a Like, CS1, I don't know. I think CS1 only exists because SimCity failed, right? I have this game, but it doesn't motivate me to play it. Oh, you gotta try it again, eh? You gotta try it again. It does still feel beta for me as well. But with Ice Flake taking over and the new updates coming, just like the last, like, few weeks alone, like, this game is really starting to come back around. And I was disappointed at launch, and I think it was just, like... It was a communication thing, right? Because if the game company was a bit more open to the fact that the game's not quite done yet, we just need, like, in air quotes, your help to finish it, people would be, like, die hard. You know, cut the price in half, call it early access, be like, all that's missing is you. Help us figure out what's next. And everyone would be like, oh my god, yes. Instead, they're like, oh, it's a Finnish game. But the only thing Finnish about it is it's from Finland, you know? Oh my heaven. But this is the No Man's Sky era for this game. They're pulling it, they're doing it. Benchmarking is the next big one, so we're going to find better ways to, like, optimize our play, make bigger cities. So if you have been patient, haven't played in a while, I would absolutely recommend jumping back in. And it's been free updates too. All right, that is really starting to look like the outskirts. And then I don't want to lose our little small town vibes. Let's get a bit more happening in here. There's some commercial, cute. Let's do one more little back street here. And we'll do, is it the school? Yeah, it's our little elementary school. Let's do a little park in front of that. Oh, cool. I love that asset. Let's use that elsewhere. Oh, also cute. Yeah, a little terrace plaza, cute. And we can put a little commercial or a little residential tower right here for fun. Might end up being a couple. No, that's actually perfect. And we'll keep the tree right there. Cute. And then having like a little bus depot or something so that people can come in by bus, that would be atrociously adorable. To the point where I'd be like, oh my god, stop it. That's so perfect. I feel like this is a little bit big, and that also is a little bit big, but yeah, we'll just use a little cutesy one here. Excellent idea. And it's going to feel slightly unnecessary, but I think I'm going to connect this bus to the city just to kind of make it feel like we're getting there. And this is going to be kind of like a Greyhound coach is the feel I'm going for. Oh, yes, dude. That's a cool one. That's sporting good. That's what Yang was mentioning last stream. Trying to find a place for that one. I liked this building when we put it down, but I was kind of confused by this overhead parking. So I feel like this is like an outskirts thing. I'm going to swap that for like effectively the Greyhound coach bus terminal. And then we can put a little bus road around it just for cutesies as well. And as far as like the bigger picture for transit, there are lots of systems in this game that I would like to try out. And for me, that thing would be like elevated bus corridors, tram lines along pedestrian streets, having that like connectivity between all types of public transit. So we're really going to swing for the fences here. We'll build some stuff that just might seem a little bit kooky, but I think like all of it together should really make some sense. I'd love to buy a big hospital for down here. Because having like, you know, roads with bus lanes, that'd be kind of fun to try out, see how it does. Have a bus only corridor, have an elevated bus corridor. Have our thought for like the bicycle Autobahn system still, where we can maybe run an elevated bike network along this. Why are the residents meh about the lower rights? Where do you see that, Steven? Sorry. Was that in the farm area we just built, or Because, yeah, icons-wise, we're just a little bit behind on some of our services. We're making good money right now, which is nice, but we have so much upkeep from tiles, so it's dangerous. Trying to offset that with our new farming. Oh, the happiness! Oh, unreliable mail service, that is our biggest one. So, I feel like we're all over the place with these episodes and these streams, but that is kind of the fun of it, so... This is kind of nifty. This is a big, beautiful tower, and it has Postal Service headquarters and a sorting facility built within it. I think for its height and its vibe, this would look phenomenal downtown. And you get a beautiful view of our stadium, too. So that's kind of cool. So maybe people from the university can be, like, intern there or something, eh? So that already should make a big difference. And I'm going to throw in a little bit of mail service through the city now. And so, small little post office. I have one of those in some of our neighborhoods. Very cute. Historic post office. Ooh, that can go downtown in, like, the older part of the city. Near the magic roundabout. Oh, yes. Gorgeous. Very cute. We like that. You guys, if you have any thoughts, you let me know, eh? We're building this together as far as I'm concerned. Oh, we have so many signature buildings. Wow, eh? Oh, cool. Okay. The city is getting a little bit of its skyline today. That is such a cool thought, dude. What a cool thought. Alright, well, let's not spoil the vibe and then put all this stuff down too quickly. We'll take our time, we'll think this stuff through, but maybe this guy here near the elevated rail corridor. This can kind of be like a nice tall pocket as we lead towards the station. Interior design studio. This is a nice big office that could be cute on the waterfront, but I'm going for views right now. This is a financial building. This helps with our loan interest. Oh, cool. Function. I like starting with a few villages and then slowly merge into one big city. Oh, I missed your previous comment, too. I agree with that thought, Jan. I feel like I just want something that gives us a bigger playing field so that we can kind of achieve that more. I'd say it's not that you can't do that in cities, too, but I would like this map to be, like, 4 times the size so I could have, like, you know, big scale, big difference and have, like, another city over here and then worry about connecting those two and then building everything in between up, you know? Yeah, so for me, transportation has to be pre-planned from the start. It does. It really does. If you add stuff as an afterthought, it is very challenging. That's why I like trying to do, like, the bigger picture pieces first. I don't think this is really, like, you know, in air quotes, how you'd build a city per se, maybe. But having to come in and destroy massive sections of our city, that always is tough to do. And things like the rail and whatnot, they'd be, like, of a certain age that they'd have to go in before a lot of these other systems. And then I just kind of bounce around between what we're working on to help kind of make my brain feel like we're, you know, accomplishing lots at the same time, but... Okay, energy lobbying. That's not very tall, and that's kind of cute, so that can go over here. And then, I don't know what it is. There's something about just sometimes, like, taking a break from your city, like, even just leaving the room, coming back in, looking at what you just built, how does that make you feel? Does it pass that test? You know, the old Mark 1 eyeball. Does it look good? Do the angles flow? I kind of play that way. My approach sometimes, too, is like, you know, you just take like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 extra steps to get there. Steel building. Oh, no way. Industrial efficiency. Import costs. These are wildly helpful buildings to be putting in right now, eh? Yeah, building up the density along that rail corridor. That is so cool. This will be an outskirts office. This is more stuff for our industry and port as we figure that part out. Oh, yes! My cute little theater. So this is from the workshop. Plaza Theater. Very cute. Maybe our old kind of like historic downtown. We have some like nice old pieces like this. I'm going to put this here for the moment, but I might reshape that spot, but that's really cute. Baker and confectionery. That also has an older feel to it. Next to the stadium, you like that? Sports bar. Man, this is cool. The sporting goods store. Outstanding for size. I love that one. Oh, you remember earlier? Remember earlier I was like, guys, if nothing else, we'll get at least one interchange built. Oh yeah, dude. Let's have the interchange lead to our sporting goods store. Was that on Cinnamon Lane? I didn't even notice that, Steven. Basically a Bass Pro shop. Correct, correct. And some of the Bass Pro shops are wild for how big they are. Like, some of them will have a mini lake within it so that you can, like, you know, test the fishing rods and stuff out. And then, you know, boats and stuff, like go out in a canoe. I don't think you've lived until you've seen, like, one of those super-sized ones, you know, that just feels impossible. Okay, that is really cool. Out of nowhere, the downtown has some nice height. So let's not lose our original thought of trying to put in the, oh, little supermarket over here, too. That's cute. I'm just having a bus go visit the downtown that talks to our little farming small town. So I'll pop that in really quick. And then let's get a interchange happening over here. And then the cargo systems should start talking to each other, probably for our next stream. And that means that we can build stuff in and over here. We can drop this off via truck, and then we can send this down, not very far, but send this down to the seaport where it can load up on stuff, and that goes out to market. That's so cool. Gotta change our water systems. Oh my gosh, there's so much to do in this game forever and always. I love it. You're never done building your city. I feel like that's my #1 takeaway. What's my joke? They're still building Rome, right? Okay, so this guy here, beelines to the highway. I don't think I want any stops. Let's do an express bus for the moment. And so just kind of like link you to the downtown. Okay. And yeah, think of this like a little Greyhound going from city to city. It'd be cute if we could select that asset. And we could always put some stops on it if we wanted a bit more use out of it, but... Okay. Oh, that's the residential building. Oh, that's so cool. That's the smaller one. I love that. So no demand for commercial just yet. We don't have any buses, unfortunately, to spawn. I'm going to put another bus depot down. Could expand on the one we have, but maybe we have another one over here by the port. Seems like a good spot to store some extra vehicles. Wouldn't mind an express bus to my local bait shop. Let's go. And then loop it to the lake. Well, I mean, right your city. Yeah, that's what's crazy about Vancouver is so much of the city is connected by bus. Like, you do not need to have a car out here. If you leave the city, though, my goodness, good luck for transit. But Vancouver does a fairly good job, I think. And some of like the mountains and stuff, like these beautiful, like movie sets. You know, you just can't picture them unless you see them, and no photo will ever do justice. You can take a bus up a mountain. It's like $3, you know? It's a crazy thought. Okay. This is, yeah, okay, we're doing, this is fun. Pay attention. Yeah, you pay attention. All right, wider road here, if you don't mind. I do not mind. Thank you for asking. And then this goes into Porter Washington Parkway. Jan, the only thing I'll say negative about Vancouver's public transit is they really do take advantage of the fact that this is a very popular tourist destination. And so they have like sneaky zones where you cross the zone very easily, you have to pay the extra zone fee. And if you don't have a compass card, which is like the Vancouver Transit, like, you know, bus pass equivalent, it's like 30 or 40% more expensive for transit. You get a massive discount for using your compass card. So I think the SkyTrain is something like $6 for like the Metro, or it's like $3 if you have your compass card, something like that. I think we just need a really simple trumpet right here, eh? Yeah. Maybe scale the lanes down. No. We want it to feel big because we're going to our little outlets and big boxes. Okay. So that means halfway through this, we're going to lose our extra lane. And then we'll probably reposition that pillar right there because that'll be a little bit easier. So this goes first, please. I always have this tendency to pause whenever I'm disrupting like these kind of systems. And it's an autopilot that I don't mind to still have, but that's from the CS1 era. And if you were to sever like a highway connection while your game is running, you know, at 2-speed, 3-speed or whatever, your poor CPU, you can just literally smell the temperature increase coming out of it. Yeah, the extra airport charge, all that stuff is a little bit sneaky, and I don't really like it. But it's one of those things where, like, you know, I don't know, necessary evil almost, right? You can put streetcars? My god, yes. I think they're so beautiful. I have one tram already in here. Tram/streetcar. And what I'd like to do, just before I forget this thought, let me bump over. I've got a, going to our waterfront. We've got these guys here so far, which, like, turned out and looked, like, so cool. But then I want a pedestrian-only quay wall, and then we can line that with streetcars, which is really nifty. So waterfront tram thing. Elevated tram line potentially. Elevated bus line potentially. And, like, no matter what, we're going to get all types of transit, but we'll have them all just being on, like, one good, solid team. But where those are all going, I'm not quite sure just yet. But buses, trams, metro, trains, planes, ferries. I love this intersection right here. I think that's so nifty looking. Especially how these two kind of merge. And then I want to try downtown. This is from the city of Toronto. But the King Street Pilot Project is what they called it. And it was effectively a test to see if you could increase the speed at which the trams move through downtown Toronto without really disrupting too much else. And so they took a big, you know, step out of the cars to accomplish that. So vehicles can't turn left and they can't go straight on King Street. But only the trams can do that. The vehicles have to turn right by the end of the street. And so no tram is then waiting for a vehicle to like turn or you know, have anyone in its way. And so it increased so much the speed at which the vehicles went through that ridership, but like, you know, well up as it would. And then as far as I know, they're keeping it. But someone very recently told me that they're changing it again. So I don't know what to believe, but we'll remake that as kind of our homage. And then we'll definitely try to prioritize public transit downtown. Not that you know, can't drive or anything, but it's just going to be more convenient to transit. And that'll be like our investment in helping to like tackle traffic by making transit so much better. That's cool. And then asymmetrical, if we can do that. Yes, please. And then that one gets redone. This is what I mean about, like, you know, the game needs like 2 or 3 extra steps sometimes. And then we'll do the same, and then we'll just fix that little squiggle right there. And bless the people. They walk among us. Some people, you know what I mean? Like, they'll never fix that. They don't care. They see the cars get all squiggly wiggly. They're like, oh, whatever. Just how the game goes, bro. To live in that kind of peace, you know, where little things like this just don't bug you. Oh my goodness, eh? Maybe someone in chat didn't even notice it until I pointed it out. They're like, oh yeah. Ignorance is bliss, baby. And if nothing else, it just kind of helps with our realism, because now the vehicles won't be borking out in front of each other. Okay. Not bad, not bad. And then can we get that curve a bit smoother? And let's get the other side in. The asymmetrical, I feel like we're actually not going to be using that correctly. I need to get the other side's lane still in. That'll be okay. Hello? There we go. All right, cool. We could do more like a German style interchange for the other side, where we would come out like this with the lights, and then that one would just kind of go up to here and then make the on-offs. Well, let's see what we can do with the extra lanes here. May or may not even need it. Otherwise, the North American approach, we just bring these guys down to there like that, right? Oopsies. Oh, even having a stacked highway. Yeah, we're going to have some really cool stuff in this city by the time it's all finished. And then our goal, you know, is to learn. We want to try to share some ideas as we go here too. But if there's something that I've built that, like, inspires you guys, like, that would make me tremendously happy. Or if I build something that you, like, you know, come back with like a better version of, I'd be like, ooh, you know? Exactly that reaction. Ooh. Really? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, let's turn the speed back on because we've reconnected. And no one's even driving on this. It is just that, like, autopilot. We're working on highways. The game should be paused for the sake of my poor CPU, but that's okay. That's Cities 1 talk there, buds. Okay, so I want that one to look like that, which means that part of the curve needs to be redone. And then now, if it's gonna cooperate, we should have enough room for an extra lane right here. Oh, no, you had it. Oh, that's nifty. What a really swell game. I think, you know, for all that we are very critical of this game, it still is a gem. If they're really onto something here, you know? And I say this, like, often and, like, just in general, right? Like, if city builders were really easy to nail, like, so many more companies would have one for us to try. But the fact that this is, like, a somewhat niche genre that's growing is really, really hopeful. Because new people can kind of, like, enter the ring, but I don't know, man. This is a really tough game style to kind of, like, get right, eh? It does make you come back for more. Through every single iteration of Skylines 2, even in its, like, super broken, extremely early access kind of, like, feels, just the road building alone is very, very pleasant. April, that makes me so happy to hear. I learned so much when I watch you. I had no idea about the happiness panel. No way. Oh, dude. April, you're a gem. You've been here for a while, too, and I really appreciate your support. Quite a few of you have just, like... Time is kind of a weird thing on the internet, because it feels like it stands still sometimes, but I have known quite a few of you for, like, a decade plus, and it is just an absolute honor and privilege. We spend a lot of fun time together, and I love it. I fell through the floor in PZ. Man, I thought they fixed that. I'm having a moment here. Oh, no. Oh, dear. That is so cool to look at. All right, so Porter Washington Parkway. Got to keep reminding ourselves to rename it, because if you add new stuff to it, it does kind of fork it. Porter Washington Parkway. Barabim, barabum. It's done. That looks cool, doesn't it? Man, I'm glad you, yeah. I thought that got fixed, though, for real, eh? All right, so this, in theory, could help with a little bit of our bottlenecking. And we had a great suggestion that I want to actually implement here. So this is very good to have, I'd say. I'd say even better to have that maybe just gently up the hill, because that'll help with the network coverage, you know? Oh, excellent. But Yang was saying, and I was just actually driving through some interchanges, like literally looking for this as well, but having a little bit of like a drainage ditch, kind of like irrigation, that could be slightly better. Let me just extend this lane out here a bit more. Just for simplicity. There you go. And then I'm not going to stop to put like a mod in now, but I did just remember as well. I'm a little bit forgetful in a good way, but there's a few things we want to do. We just juggle so much in between, but I want to add like a couple more mods so we can get like a water source. Many, many, many moons ago, we would spend too much time, in a very polite way, making waterfalls and fun systems and like little parks and networks. I want to make sure we're keeping that alive too. So I feel like these kind of places in here, you might have like a little, like this, I don't know, you brave enough to fish here? I don't know, but like that could be like a little fishing spot or something, right? Like, you know, you bring your kayak. I don't know, actually. Would you? Maybe not. It'd be too loud, but this could be like a duck pond or something is what I'm trying to say. So if nothing else, we'll chuck in some trees here. But just kind of like, you know, a little marshy vibe, you know? I don't know, like, was it from Park Life DLC? But remember that, like, one update they added, and you had ground foliage, and you could layer, and all of a sudden, it was like, oh, we are back, baby. That was a nice era. Yeah, let's do that. But check that out, eh? First official customers on the Porter Washington Parkway. How cool is that, eh? Watching your CS1 Blackwood series. I cannot tell you how embarrassed I am that 99% of our content just came to like a crashing halt. I didn't think long-term enough, and I just had so much life simultaneously being lived that I just did not keep up with series. And like politely, I just didn't think anyone was going to be like watching or interested, you know? So bad. But like, you know, the live stream series, like this one we'll see to completion. How do we not? And just kind of like getting more into like the groove of it, and then telling better stories and seeing those stories through. That's kind of what I'm working on now. Because some of these older videos that I just completely forgot about, like some of them have 100,000 views on like episode 1, and I'm like mortified. Do you know what I mean? You have all these people like asking for like more content, and I'm like, oh, I don't even have that computer anymore, let alone that save file, right? All right, Downtown Hospital. That's a very beautiful one. Kind of nifty for that little side street right there. Really beefing up the downtown, you guys. That is phenomenal to see, eh? All right, so we've got a cute little bus that made its way to our small town. The small town's going to need a little bit more love and attention, but she's starting to come along. I like that. Interchange is holding on so far, too. And then we'll hold off on the cargo systems until, I think our next stream here, but let's unzone the last little bit of industry that we have in the old part of town, and then let's move that over to the new part. Okay, I want to unzone. The CS2 farms, they are kind of silly, aren't they? Do you know if plotter is the way to kind of make the better farms, or do you need like some custom assets to pop in? All right, so it's unfortunately a little bit of like jobs close by lost. We're gonna see a bit of unhappiness, but the good will outweigh the bad here. That's our tram depot, very cute. This is our tram endpoint, so we can build this around differently. The crematorium. Move that a little bit closer to here. That's the French firehouse, looking nice next to the crematorium. These are one of quadrillions of buildings that were destroyed by tornadoes and hail. No, I think you need custom assets for the farms, okay. Steve, I will see you soon. Appreciate you keeping us company. No, platter does not help with the farm placement. Okay, okay. Because, yeah, like, this is our new approach, making them a bit straighter and boxier. Very North American in that sense, too. Whereas, like, I was trying for some fun with, like, these ones, and I don't... Like, these are okay. But this one is just, holy goof troop. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you... What? So I think we'll take this out in favor of, like, small town expansion. But not today. And then these do connect. Perfect. So if we zone some industry off here, we're not going to be that far away from the road. And just friendly reminder, guys, if you could, hit the like button. Helps out the stream, helps out with our discoverability. I am really trying to think more long-term when it comes to, like, our series and our adventures and that kind of stuff now. And so the more friends, the better. Even if we're building this bridge over the course of a year or something, right? That's kind of the thought these days, so help us out. We appreciate that. Okay. Industry demand exploding. The transition of the grids. What a fun challenge. Wall-to-wall coverage looks great for industry. Get a parking garage for some of the worker bees. Yeah, what a massive transformation this episode. That's so much better, eh? More rail stuff. I kind of thought we'd actually be doing a bit more with the rails today. I don't quite have enough time to try a bit of a push here, but I think we're going to continue this into this corridor, and then we'll have, I think what's going to feel a bit more like a looping system through here, but I think the grand plan for the rails would be to like follow the highway the whole way through, and then maybe have like a little interchange or something. It's going to be very challenging, but we'll just leave a lot of space open to make it feel convincing. But I think what'll end up happening is like this corridor will break off and go under, and then meet up on the other side of the highway. Yeah, something like that effect maybe, eh? Okay, I'm just too eager. Is there anything else we can maybe put downtown? You know what, actually, hang on. Just to help with our view a bit, let's do some water treatments. Yep. That's probably coming up on, oh, wow. Oh, does that have to go on a coastline? Processes sewage and purifies it of pollutants. The water treatment is then pumped back into the water network. Oh, that's cool. So this is going to go for sure down here because it's going to look so, like, industrious. Oh, I love that. Maybe that goes a little bit closer to the little forest stuff up here. Very cute. And then the cost of that's probably going to be a lot. Wow, that treats so much sewage, eh? Oh, you know why? It's because you have 2 of these. Okay, if I got rid of these... It's page up and page down, just in case you're wondering how to get to your underground view, or just in case you forgot while in your bulldoze. Oh, fresh popcorn. I don't know what happened with him, eh, Jose? A lot of content creators, you know, they just have like real life and like jobs and like all this other stuff. They don't really pursue this to kind of like make it the end all. They just kind of like vibe in the moment. But as far as I know, he was working for his dad. He just had some like good opportunities happen, and just IRL just got in the way. And like he intended, because he had a bit of a return where he built the new PC and all that stuff, right? Those are the kind of people, though, I don't know how to get in touch with them, but, like, to send them a message to be like, hey, man. Because him and we used to watch the Florida Department of Transportation YouTube channel back in the day. And we would get ideas on, like, continuous flow intersections and whatnot. So him, for me, he's always going to be an OG. And his vibes were tremendous. And he recorded that, like, fresh popcorn sound himself with his mouth, which is so funny, the pops. But he may have just made the content go dark and then possibly changed the name of his YouTube channel. But I don't know. Is there a way to find him, eh? That's the $1 million question, I feel like. Okay. That is just looking so cool. You are getting so distracted. Yes. How dare. Emerald Towers. This is mixed over here. Let's put that in at one of my favorite intersections. And the Dockland. Oh, that's perfect for waterfront as well. It's funny you mention, because I think about him often, eh? There's quite a few creators that we were just, like, good friends at the beginning. Like, friends forever, really, right? If ever he were to call and need anything, I'd be like, oh, of course. That's not what I meant by that, but... It was just really fun, like, the content creator group, we'd all just kind of hang out, you know, behind the scenes together. Oh, that's really nifty, eh? And if I got a message from him, you know, I'd be like, oh, let's go. Oh, Lighthouse Point. Wow, these are such beautiful tall towers. I think with the Skylines vibe, we're going for like a really nice, tall, pleasant downtown that scales gently downward. It's cute in between the hospital there. And then this will be kind of like, you know, what feels like the old port. We're not doing the greatest job. Kind of steered away from that still, but I want to do a little bit like, you know, what feels like old boat activity. And then port traffic. So we need at least one more Porter Washington Parkway connection point. And I think for that one, we might try like a single point urban interchange or something really nifty. We have just enough time, actually, if we want to try that. We may not be able to finish it, but we might be able to get it to a point where it's somewhat functional. All right, let me throw a little bit more industry in. Get some cash money going as we try to cook. Let's give it a real attempt here. We've got about 10 minutes left. Yeah, Arrow Junction, or Arrow something. It may have been Arrowhead Junction, eh? And yeah, Strict Coaster, awesome dude. Whatever happened to him? I think he, oh gosh, I think it's some university stuff. Flux Trance as well. I think he also had some like school pan out, and he's got busy with life that way. We almost need someone to do one of those like Where Are They Now kind of series, eh? Vincent! Vince, welcome. This is kind of the tail end. We're going to try one more ambitious interchange here. I'm going to try building a single point urban interchange in 10 minutes, which is like, oh, are you now? Oh, I am. Really? Oh, yes. Please come watch. Uh-huh. No. Ambitious, please. Ambitious. I figured. Just glad I made it. No, I appreciate you always having a good attitude, Mr. Vince. So single point urban interchanges are such a wild piece of like West Coast, very California kind of infrastructure. I gotta make this look kind of symmetrical. So I need an X over this. That's going to be the correct amount of squares. Oh, golly. How many squares is that? That is 3 squares. And that is 3 squares. Okay. I always call this like the Spider-Man junction. There we go. And as far as City Skylines is concerned, this is not going to work. But then why are you building it? Because it looks phenomenal. And we can kind of talk about like why it doesn't work too, which is kind of an interesting thought for this. Okay, so that one's got to go out. Hang on here, I need that to be the same. The same angle, please. Okay. Very Spider-Man junction. So that just needs to come up to here. This is where I might struggle with some of the symmetry, but let's not stress about that if we can't. Ah, this game, if it just had the ability to mirror, I would be so much happier. What I need is one lane going to there, but I need this to come like that and meet up with a holy smokes, Jose, I can't even tell you how much I appreciate that, dude. You are a legend, man. I have to make that an on-stream pop-up. We'll hear a little coin jingle. That is tremendously helpful, dude. That gives me the power to keep it up. Not only that, that fills the wind with so much sales, dude. Or, you see what I can't even get a sentence out. Jose, thank you tremendously. Like, tremendously, man. If you guys got any anything in chat, kind words wise, to say, you drop that now. That's really, really helpful. Kylo! Kylo, welcome in. What did I miss a message from Kylo? Oh, the emotes are cursed. Wait, you have emotes? Oh, you do have emotes. Weird. Wasn't me. It wasn't me. Oh, dude. Oh, it wasn't me. Oh, man. Man, why do I always forget your name's switched over here? Dude. Thank you. Man, why did I forget that again, dude? Oh, heaven. Okay, that needs to be the extra. Kylo, welcome to the stream. We're going to be very ambitious here and try to build a single point urban interchange in literally seconds. Can we pull this off? I'm going to do my best, but we might need to, say, finish it next time. I did notice that trend where it's like the first stream we did was like, you know, almost to the T, 2 hours. The second one was like just a little bit over. And then just a little bit more after that and just a little bit. So now we have to kind of like, you know. I find this game to be very easy to get carried away with. I find you guys to be incredibly fun to hang out with. So it's very like recipe for disaster. And there's that mentality of just like build it all at once. But you cannot. It is like physically impossible. Alright, well, those of you who know, like, do I upload emotes? Do you get to use them if you were, like, a channel member? Like, when I was streaming on YouTube last, all this stuff was kind of like a pipe dream that you were hoping would come to YouTube. The same way that Twitch has, like, some interaction and all that stuff, but... I mean, it's never really my intention to, like, make the YouTube streams kind of get, like, a little bit too carried away, but just a little bit more production value to them would make me happy. And those of you who are, like, diligently watching all of them be like, oh, well, you did say you would get this done. Why isn't that done yet? It's like, oh, no. Oh, man. Do we cliffhanger? Do we leave? We're at 2 hours now. Do we keep going? No, we keep going. Let's build this. Oh, for goodness sake. No, we have to. I will cut us off at the 10 minutes over point. You're hearing it right here, right now. So if we end up taking too long here, I will pull the plug. But my other thought, too, if you do end up rushing these kind of projects, they just don't feel correct. And you don't want to have that, like, one part of town that gives you the ick. Or you just want to, like, restart your whole city. Something has happened, and you don't want to look at your city anymore. You want to load it. Don't want to talk about it. I don't want to run into that. That's why I'm also not afraid to, like, if we go back to one of our areas, like the port, for example, right? If we felt like the port didn't quite, you know, capture the vibe correctly, I'd be fine changing some stuff. I just feel like I'm a little bit too close emotionally to the project this very second. But for me to, like, look at it, I don't think there's been enough time, but I do like, in air quotes, that approach to the city building. And there is something to be said about that feeling of just being left wanting more. And, like, every single time I play this game, I never get enough. I would sometimes hit a mini wall when we were, like, still trying to figure out a bit of it, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like when your power is out. You keep opening your fridge expecting the light to go on, right? You might get frustrated with this game. You keep booting it back up, though. Yang, what's going on, my dude? Nerdroid, what up, man? Will the city get full-on workshop content? Yeah, oh yeah. We have a couple very simple items. I put one of them down today. We have a really cute little, look at this, for the downtown. Old school theater. We want to keep it vanilla feeling just because the game's got a lot of big updates coming, so I don't want to break anything in that sense, but gently adding some of the custom assets, but going hard on the definitely the DLCs and stuff. I still need to grab my missing keys though. So slowly but surely we're getting there. And I'm almost out of time for today. I'm just trying to squeeze this in, but I really don't think we're gonna have time to finish it. Especially with me doing my little tours as we go, right? Yang, hope you're well today. Thanks for coming on in. And you can see why I call this a Spider-Man junction, right? It looks like Spider-Man's, like, mask. And single-point urban interchanges, they just take up so much space. And it just seems like North America's reluctance to do, like, a roundabout. Because if you're looking at this from Europe, you'd be like, bro, what, like, one big roundabout in the middle to rule them all? I'm with you. And we can make those kind of interchanges too, so we can kind of like share and compare, but there just seems to be this like reluctancy to make smart, compact interchanges and stuff. Like, oh, no, we got to go the long way here, guys. No. Or like, gyratories, all that stuff. Oh, no. We can't do that here. No, I mean add those at the end of the series. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, actually, I like that. I like the idea of adding as we go, but I do like that thought of just towards the end, swinging for the fences, and then maybe doing like a big comparison. Oh, no way, look. More use out of the Porter Washington Parkway. Oh, I love it. You can see why this is like not uber efficient, right? Like the sequence of the lights doesn't really work. Oh, my heaven. What have you done here? 1 second. Come on back to me now. There we go. But if everything goes to plan, oh my god. Ever see a car get born? If everything goes to plan though, we can find a traffic mod that would make this like work correctly. But single point urban interchanges are pretty nifty when they're humming, but I know for certain that we just can't get it to work the way I want it to in vanilla Skylines, but not the end of the world. Die Hard, what's up, man? I am well today. I'm really excited for the YouTube streams. I'm trying to think a little bit more for like the long term as well. I was just kind of like going over some of the data, and there's so many like old series that I just like gave up on because I'm a butthead, or just like life and all these other like great excuses I can probably come up with. But I'm excited to get back into YouTube. We gotta go for the long haul this time around. You guys have been very welcoming for our return, and it does kind of feel like we're just picking up where we left off, which is a nice feeling. And we have a lot of unfinished business too. So good to start getting some of that back in order. And it's just a little bit rainy in Vancouver today, so I'm like slightly stuffed up, but I like the stream has kind of like helped me kind of work that out a bit, Jose, you're wonderful, dude. I will see you on the next one. Thank you tremendously for your support. Okay, I said I'd cut us off at the 10-minute pass mark. That's in 3 minutes. Are you actually pulling this off? I'm doing it. Version 1. So you need a little bit of, fandangling or whatever you want to call it. Some fine tuning. Streams are such a morale boost. Man, I appreciate saying that, dude. I feel that way too. Like, the Twitch streams are very fun for me. They're just like a different type of stream, though. And I missed making this kind of content. A little bit more, like, calm. A little more chill. No way! CPP! No way! The legend himself! No way, you can do that? Yo, hey, man. Yo, I am overdue with catch up with you. I have so much life stuff that's happened. We got kitty cats, eh? One of them is named Philip. How did that happen? Hello, Mr. Legend. It's so funny. I said I would stop in like the 3-minute mark here. I'm supposed to be doing 2-hour streams. 2-hour streams, Tuesdays and Fridays, eh? I reference you often. You're a legend. But look, I'm building a single point urban interchange, eh? That's so funny. I have to send you a DM with like all the life stuff that's been lived in the last little bit, but look at this. I've built a city. It's our 7th stream. We're getting back into YouTube content. How cool is this, eh? We have some nifty stuff here. Little Jersey jug handle for my unconventional infrastructure. I like that. Cute little farmer's market. I wanted to, I saw these earlier, and I wanted to fix that height. Oh, I gotta extend the series. This series will keep on going, but we gotta be good about our time discipline, which I am not good at. Well, if you guys don't know, CPP is a legend. We fundamentally have changed our thought process regarding city building because of our fun 5 builders 1 city playthrough many moons ago. Hit me up, just head out for an appointment. Wanted to show my support, man. I really appreciate that, dude. I really do appreciate it. It's like, it's nervous and fun and like all these like really good emotions to get back into the YouTubes. I'm trying to treat it a little bit more seriously and take it, you know, take it to the next level. And I built some nifty stuff. We have a really cool downtown with a train terminal station here. We've got our little Greyhound bus terminal. We've got a little university campus. We have our extremely controversial magic roundabout system. Out of nowhere, I love this little tram corridor. That turned out so well. And this just extends up the length of the city. And we have our like cutesy little highway system that comes in and ends here. We've extended a new highway that's coming up through. That's a bit of an eyesore, but you know, she's okay for version 1. Dom, I feel like these are very, very popular. Like California might be leading the charge for the single point urban interchanges, but definitely more of a West Coast thing. And then I'd say like these were built tremendously, but I think that's slowing down in favor of diverging diamonds. I don't really have much data other than just me kind of like looking at stuff, but Ortali, hey, what's going on, man? Friday competing streams? No competition. No. We're all in the same team here, eh? A rising tide will lift all ships, and the tide is coming in for cities too. So if you guys are enjoying this content, it's only going to get better for everyone and all of us. More friends, more opportunities. And then no one gatekeeps the knowledge in this game. It's a very fun game to kind of spread the good vibes in, you know? Guys, we got to end. We're 1 minute over our schedule. I'm bad. We made some really good progress today, though. So, port area, industry, and expansion kind of leading into the small town. That'll continue. We have to merge these roads together. Make sure we're still preserving the port area. And then just make sure the trains aren't going to be left too much longer, because they cannot be the afterthought. I need a bit more rail corridors going through here. A bit more connectivity. Got to push for some more transit systems. Where's the elevated metro going to go? I don't know. So many great questions, eh? But we'll save all this and more for our next time. So you guys are great for hanging out with us. I'll get the thumbnails updated. And I look forward to our next live stream. If you're checking out the VOD, make sure you drop me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. If you're just coming on in, check out the VOD. No problem. And I'll be back before you know it. Otherwise, feel free to come catch us in between on Twitch. And then I think we're going to try maybe for next month adding just another random day. Not really planned, but the goal would be to have like a different game we can kind of work towards some late game content. So you're all wonderful. I really appreciate you hanging out. We'll see you guys again. Be healthy, be hydrated, and you come back and report on it, eh? Well, that's it. Canada, check it out. Have yourselves a great day. Thanks for keeping us company.